Why did I even try this?
What is up, everybody?
Random Man here, bringing you my review for Southpaw, which stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Forrest Whitaker, Rachel McAdams, 50 Cent, and Ona Lawrence, and is directed by Antoine Fuqua. Now, the plot follows Billy Hope, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, a light heavyweight boxing champion that has it all. Unfortunately, tragedy soon strikes, as not only does he literally lose it all, but he also loses custody of his daughter, Layla, played by Ona Lawrence. So, with the help of a local gym owner, Titus Willis, played by Forrest Whitaker, he soon has to rise his way back up to the top to regain his former glory in the boxing ring. As you can tell by my ridiculous getup, I was really looking forward to this movie. More so because this was my first free early screening, thanks to the fact that I am an AMC Stubs member. And it was pretty exciting. I was in a sold-out, packed house, and I can feel the energy upon me and everyone else when watching this film. And I was also looking forward to it for two other reasons. One, Jake Gyllenhaal has been really impressing me lately, and it comes from Antoine Fuqua, whose recent films include Olympus Has Fallen and The Equalizer. Both I really enjoyed. But how was this film? Let's run down the whole thing. Jake Gyllenhaal has really become a big method actor as of lately. He went from losing some weight to become a very sociopathic bottom feeder in Nightcrawler, one of my absolute favorite movies of last year, to now bulking up in size to be an aggressive boxer, and he does an outstanding job in the role. At times I felt he was overly dramatically selling his role, like he got too into character within some of the more tense moments, but this is a drama. It does what it has to do. So for the character of Billy Hope, Gyllenhaal knocks it out of the park once again. I believed he was him. He gets 2 thumbs up. So does Rachel McAdams, in my opinion. She really doesn't have much to do. She is the typical wife that has to support this character. But for the time she is given, she did leave an impression on me. I think that the chemistry she had with Gyllenhaal really helped the film get an emotional core, and I really enjoyed that aspect. Special mention has to be given to Ona Lawrence as their daughter, Layla. She is one of the best child performers I have seen in film all year. I really believe that she was the daughter of Billy Hope and his wife, and she's going to go places. I believe so later on in her film career. We also have 50 Cent as the fight promoter of Gyllenhaal's character, and for a rapper, he does a surprisingly fantastic job with the role he is given, as he has not much to do, much like McAdams' character, but he also sells it pretty well. And now we have Forrest Whitaker as Titus Willis, the guy who has to train Billy Hope once again. Now, I think he is the standout performance other than Gyllenhaal. Why? Because he is a veteran actor, and even with more and more roles coming after him, he does something new every time he brings on a new character. And I think that when he has to bounce off another great actor such as Gyllenhaal, he nails it really well. So the performances here from the cast are definitely standouts. The writing here is well done, if cliche. I think this movie is very unoriginal. Not that it's a bad thing, as what it does really well, but I've seen this story done before and done well. Now, the obvious example for an up-and-coming boxer story is the Rocky franchise, as I believe that that's where a lot of this movie borrowed from other films, and I myself am very excited to see Creed later this year to see how it stacks up with the rest of its franchise and with this movie. Now, the plot, as it keeps going, it does get pretty engaging. One other flaw I do have of it is that the tragedy that does strike, and it is spoiled in the trailers in case anyone has ever seen one of these advertisements. I feel sorry for you, but that does happen within the first 15 minutes. I wouldn't have so much been bothered by it had it happened later in the picture, but it serves its purpose, and that's what keeps the movie going. And having to have Gyllenhaal become this character and really selling it whenever he's in the ring. Speaking of those boxing scenes, they are some of the best parts of this movie. The striking and visually grueling sequences that are present here are superbly done. From the cinematography looming around the boxers as they are fighting, just to the very violent imagery among their faces and just feeling every punch that is thrown as it hits another boxer. I really believed I was watching an HBO fight for real in the theater and on a big screen. That's probably the best way to see any fight. And for a narrative like this, it really does its job well. I also have to briefly mention the music, as Eminem brings a great tune, phenomenal, into this movie and really gets you pumped up to see the climax of the movie. And we also have the background instrumental score from James Horner. Now, I feel truly awful that this guy passed away as of recently, as for every score he has composed in a movie, he has done wonders, and this is no different here. He really does bring his A game towards the emotional moments and for the very intense ones, so I'm gonna truly miss this guy. All in all, for the 2 hours I had to sit in this movie, I was really enjoying myself. It went by without a hitch. Yeah, it's pretty much your standard boxing movie, and I think that there could have been some originality to it, but for what it does, it still does it well. It doesn't necessarily have to be original to be good, and since this is an oldie but a goodie, it is truly a goodie of a movie from everything that is praiseworthy for it. My final thoughts on this movie are that it may be melodramatically cliche, but the outstanding performances from Gyllenhaal and company and the great boxing scenes make this movie deserving to be seen on the big screen where it is meant to be seen. I feel that Antoine Fuqua has delivered once again. I pretty much enjoyed this movie as much as his other recent films, and that shows how much of a good track record this guy has had. Again, the performances from Gyllenhaal and company are outstanding. The boxing scenes are visually striking and just exhilarating to watch. And the story, while unoriginal, it still gets you feeling very good inside as you keep going with this film. I definitely recommend this movie. My final verdict for Southpaw is 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you all, as always, for watching. Be sure to like this video, comment on what you thought of Southpaw, subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll catch you on the next movie review.